Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bow, 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 bow. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I just touched down, whole city know it's up now. Shawty rolling pressure out the bag, told a fire. People mean mugging, acting tough, but never try us. Talking like they heavy, but they bro, they just some liars. Pretty face with vibes, we shawty, I can't wife you. Me and gang in the
I'm not against anybody having a good time, but I ran across this video, a black man who talks about how black men glorify BBWs. I do have a lot I want to add to this, but before I do so, let's listen to what he has to say, and then I'm going to break it down.
All right, Pander Cannon. Yo, I just saw a video of people breaking down statistics of obesity for different races, and y'all know where this is going. I've been seeing it for a good little minute. It's the whole black women, 56% of black women are considered obese. Black men are the second least obese group out of like all male and female genders and all that. And there's the biggest disparity between black men and black. I know y'all have seen the video. It's a black lady going through the stats. And there's a bunch of black dudes talking about, oh yeah, see, this is why I don't date black women. Shut up. Time my wife white before I say this. Black men glorify fat women. Even a lot of black men who date white women exclusively only date fat white women. And I don't know if it's because they like fat white women or because that's the only white women they can pull. Because it's really hard to pull a white fit girl. Like a Starbucks drinking white fit girl. Yeah, like, because white boys like them.
Starbucks drinking white fit girl.
Like the white boys that the white girls want, white boys like them. So that's who you're competing with, the attractive white boys, if you want a fit white girl. So if she's in the gym and you're a black man, like, it's gonna be tough for you, my boy. You gotta be somebody. And a lot of black dudes can't pull a white fit girl. Stop. Don't even do it. I swear to God, if you're not in shape, don't talk about black women or anybody who's not in shape. If you're not in like good shape, my I'm not talking about you between the ages of 18 and like 22. When that shit wear off. Yeah. When that shit wear off and all that, well, you play sports and all that. When that shit wear off, let's see what you look like then. Because black men specifically, it makes me unreasonably upset. Black men have this thing where the second they see a fat woman of any race, oh, she thick. Shut your nasty ass up. Because I'm not ever gonna glorify no fat. That's fact. That's fact. Will say though, if a fat girl got workout clothes on, she just boosted her stats. I know that sounds crazy. It's something about workout clothes that do it. Even if it don't matter.
Okay, so I wanted to just play the clip in its entirety before I responded. A couple of things. He started off by saying that there's the biggest disparity of weight between black men and black women. Last I checked, that is not true. I'm not sure exactly where the stats are, but we do know that black women are the most obese in the United States of America compared to other races of women, but black men are also high up there. They're not the most obese. I think Hispanic men are above them, but I don't know what stats that he's looking to, but last I checked, black men, the black community in general, by and large, just tends to be more unhealthy. So I'm not exactly sure where he got those stats from, but what I will and what I can say that I've noticed personally is that when I go to the gym, it doesn't matter where I go. If I'm in a mixed environment, if I'm in a predominantly white environment, or if I'm in an environment where there's, mostly Asians, like no matter where I go to the gym, I will always at least see another black man, at least, if not multiple groups. I will always see at least one black man. I literally have to, thinking back to the amount of times I've seen black women at the gym who aren't working at the gym, like I have to think really hard. I mean, it's at the point now, when I see a black woman at the gym, I am texting my husband like, oh, I saw one, because it's so infrequent. And I'm saying this is no matter where I go. Now, granted, I'm in the Bay Area, just keep that into consideration. But no matter what gym I go to, no matter what city I'm at, I just don't see black women like that. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because while I'm not sure that I can verify that black men and black women have the biggest disparity, if you guys know of these, whatever results he's referring to or study he's referring to, please let me know down in the comment section. I'm not aware of it. Nevertheless, I can just say anecdotally in my own life, I do feel like black men are generally more fit, that they are generally more healthy, just because I can look, again, anecdotally in my own life and literally see that black men just work out more. I see them at the gym so much more than I see women at the gym. It's not that I don't see women, period. I will see white women I'll see Asian women, I'll see women of other races. I'm just saying, like, I don't see black women at the gym like that. So based on my own anecdotal experience, I can say I believe that, yeah, I do think black men are probably healthier, trend to be healthier than black women. I don't know if they have the biggest disparity. Now, on top of that, there's a few things that he mentioned I thought was kind of interesting. He basically talked about it's hard for black men to get a fit white girl because basically now black men are competing with other races of men who might be into her. So it's just really hard. And what I've observed also is that men who are attractive or men who are seen as sexually attractive are attracting women of all races. So like if you're that guy, you're gonna have women coming to you. I have seen this. Like I've personally seen this. Black men who are minding their own business and they got women all just flocking to them, giving them time of day, especially if he seems like he's taken or if he seems like he's attractive, like women will come to you. So I would argue from what I've seen that an attractive man or a man that is seen as desirable is not having issues having, you know, women find him attractive or give him attention. Quite the opposite. I have talked to countless black men who mention the amount of attention they get from white girls or non-black women. At the same time, though, black women don't give them time of day. That's another conversation for another time. I'm just saying, I think what is not being missed, what's being missed from this conversation is like the 80-20 rule, right? Like basically the 20% of the men or the men who are seen as considerably or conventionally attractive, have that aura, that swag, that look or whatever, they're gonna pull any kind of girl, including a white fit girl. So I wanted to add that. Also, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of like the disparaging terms against plus size people. I can understand you having issues with just bigness or just the way obesity tends to be promoted, especially in the body positive culture. So I understand that, but I'm not gonna just like disparage someone because they're overweight. But what he said specifically about black men and black culture glorifying big women, I can say that I disagree and I agree. I disagree in that I don't believe black men are going out of their way to actively create or promote a culture where they're saying that obesity is what we want and we believe that obese black women or morbidly obese black women are the most beautiful out there. That is not happening. What I can say is that black men are definitely the most body positive. Black men, by and large, I have found to be the most lenient and the most accepting of bigger bodies, going all the way back to the continent. I mean, I've mentioned this in previous videos where like, while you're hard pressed to find like morbidly obese women in at least the countries I visited in Africa, you won't find morbidly obese women. Like there's not the same pressure per se that necessarily have to have like snatched abs. Once you have a kid or a few children, the expectation societally is that a woman's going to put on weight. Last time I visited Nigeria and I remember meeting like some chiefs and different people and they were like talking about their wives and very much talking like very, very positively about their wives, and they would be very plump, very plus size. And like there wasn't this ire, there wasn't this disdain that sometimes happens in Western culture where if a woman is in the upper class or if she's in a position of status, they want that girl to be skinny or slim or to have the snatched abs. Like from what I've observed, it doesn't seem to exist there. So like we see that going all the way back to Africa, and I think that's definitely impacted. You are hard pressed to find a black man anywhere who is not into big booty, big hips, curvy women. It just seems like it's inherent in black culture wherever you are at, whether you're in America, whether you are in the Caribbean, whether you're Africa, like that is like ingrained in our culture. And that is not necessarily something you find in other cultures. You may not see in like Asian cultures where they want women to have like curvaceous body and like big hips and small waist. Like that's something that is very specific to black culture. No, it's not that I think that black men are promoting or glorifying obese women, but I think men are just culturally ingrained to like curvaceous women. And as a result, you got men who they're okay being with a woman that has a big gut if she has a big butt. You know what I mean? They're okay being with the woman who's like, she's thick in the thighs and she's curvaceous. Even if she got a belly, that's fine. They're going to focus on the fact that she has curves other way. So I just feel like in the culture, it's curves are just in. Now, some of y'all can argue that sometimes the curves and the fat and like that's up for debate because some people be calling curvy and thick things that are morbidly obese. We can argue that here till tomorrow, but at the end of the day, I just think that in our culture, it is more acceptable and honestly more promoted for a woman to have some curves and to have some body than to just be thick or than to be skinny. And if that means that she's bigger and has body, that's better than her being a stick and having nothing and having like a flat butt or whatever. This is just from what I have observed. Y'all can let me know if you think that I'm wrong. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I thought this video was kind of interesting, especially when I consider that whole train. I saw BBWs who were just dancing loud and proud. Why? Because you best believe there are some black men who they know personally who were looking at their bodies and who were celebrating it. Some of you guys may not be into big plus size women, but best believe there's somebody who's gonna be in my comments saying, I love me a BBW. There's gonna be a few. So that kind of proved my point. Anyways, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.